Good morning. In this lecture, we are going to discuss basic concepts in normalization. At the end of this lecture, student will be able to understand and identify prime and non-prime attributes, and they'll understand the various types of dependencies followed by rules for various normal forms. Basically, given an attribute, learner should be able to distinguish between the prime and non-prime attributes. This can be done as follows. Say a relation ABCD with its FD A tends to B, BC tends to D and A tends to C. With these FDs, we are going to categorize under three columns: left, middle and right. The attributes which follows only in the left hand side is kept under the column left, and those attributes which falls only on the right hand side is going to be under a right column, and attributes which falls both in left and right are going to be kept in middle. Once it is segregated, the attributes which are in the right hand side is said to be a non-prime attributes, and attributes with left and middle is going to be clubbed, so that with these we'll try to identify what is the candidate key by making use of closure property. Say given A is in left hand side, right? So we are going to first find A closure. With A closure leads to A because self-dependency. Then A closure leads to AB because there is a FD called A tends to B. Same way A closure leads to ABC because there is a FD A tends to C. A closure leads to ABCD because there is a FD called BC tends to D. With this we can easily identify that A is said to be a candidate key, because with A we can derive all the attributes of the relation. The prime attributes here are ABC and non-prime attributes here is D. Now we are going to discuss the concepts about dependency. Here we are going to discuss about partial dependency and transitive dependency. Partial dependency in the sense, given an FD, we will be having two sides. So the left hand side is said to be a determinant part and right hand side is going to be a dependent part. So the determinant part can be a part of prime candidate key, and right hand side can be a non-prime attribute. Coming to a transitive dependency, same way the left hand side can be a part of a candidate key or it can be a non-prime attribute. Right hand side can be a non-prime attribute. Now we will discuss the rules of various normal forms. So first normal form, the basic property here is all attributes are atomic. So we are not going to allow multi-valued attributes here. Say we have got two attributes in this relation, student and subject. So each student can have n number of courses. Here subject is said to be a multi-valued attribute which is said to be a normalized relation. To make it to a 1NF, this has to be modified in such a way that each entry of the student has to be made atomic, so that the course will be a atomic entry. The next normal form is 2NF. Here the requirements of 1NF must be satisfied basically. Apart from that, the next property it has to satisfy is no partial dependencies. In the sense, given an FD X tends to A, X should not be a part of or subset of a candidate key, and A is a non-prime attribute. Given a relation, all the data redundant across multiple rows of a table should be moved to a separate table. The resulting table can be related to each other by use of a foreign key. With an example, we can easily identify that a relation employee here. So in this we are having employee ID, e-name, date of birth, manager ID, department name, department location and phone number. Here the entries like department ID, name, location and phone number is getting repeated again and again. So this is going to be decomposed into two relations like employee relation and department relation. Here we will finally join using a foreign key called department ID. Coming to 3NF, all the requirements of 2NF should be first met. Apart from that, we should eliminate the field that do not depend on a primary key. In the sense, we don't want to have a transitive dependency in the FDs. X tends to A here say X should be a super key and A can be a non-prime attribute. So any field that is dependent not only on a primary key but also on another field must be moved to another table, so there won't be any transitive dependencies. Conclusion. By doing a normalization, we are reducing the redundancy so that we won't get into various anomalies. Thank you.